Hey y'all, this is AL Thick Madame. Cinnamon sugar is up under this hood. Y'all, let me go ahead and get into this video. So a few of y'all were able to catch when I posted that extremely long video. I took it down within 24 hours because it was extremely too long. It was an hour and 1 minute long, and I was just like, no. And I was halfway out of it, and I was exhausted when I made that video. And I went to sleep. Like, as it was uploading, I went to sleep instead of stopping myself from uploading, because there are times I do that and then I'll just shorten it and then I'll upload the shortened version. So let me tell y'all what happened, but in an extremely shorter version. So on February 16th, I made my biggest purchase yet at the Goddess Collection. I talk to y'all all the time about the Goddess Collection and the products that Crystal Alkaline Doula and her mama they create, all plant-based and things of that nature, whatever, herbal teas, lotions, oils, mists. They have so many different products. They even got candles. I have finally purchased soaps, all that good stuff. So again, this was my biggest purchase ever. I purchased it on Crystal's birthday, which is February 16th. Every year she has a sale on her birthday. We just never know how much the percentage is going to be. But we always know, if we are somebody who follows her, we know that it's going to go into effect at midnight on her birthday. So I had my alarm set just in case I was asleep. I was asleep and I woke up like 10-15 minutes prior so that I could hit check out and all that good stuff, because my cart been filled for months. I already knew what I was gonna get. I've been adding stuff. She had been creating new stuff, and I was like, oh, I might want to try that. Like, I have so much stuff, y'all. It is crazy, but it is what it is, and the stuff works. So when I checked out, I'm trying to get the discount to apply. I think it was 25% off for her birthday. Now, baby, when I did the Black Friday sale, which under her it's called Pink Friday, or at least last year she called it Pink and Gold Friday. I think it was like 55% off, 60% off. She had moments where one point in time she had for like 6 or 7 minutes, it was like 60 something or 70% off or something. If you caught it when she had it for that amount of time, I had already loaded up. So I was like, it is what it is. I missed it. I had just missed it. I wouldn't have checked out fast enough by the time I saw it. But if I think about it, somewhere in this area of the video, I will post copies of screenshots from my purchases over the years to reflect when there have been sales and all that other good stuff, so that y'all can know what it's hitting for. Like, I'm trying to tell y'all, and I'm gonna try to at least with some of them have the date and stuff still attached, so y'all can see. Like, I think I started buying her products in 2022, even though I knew about her since like maybe 2021, maybe before then. But as far as really saying, okay, I'm gonna pull the trigger on her products, I think it was either 2021 or 2022. Initially, I think I was like, well, I'm gonna just try it out, and so I checked out as a guest. But officially, I think 2022 is when I started, making a profile. I made a profile or whatever. I made a login, and now my points accumulate and I get discounts because I've spent so much over the years. Anyway, so I made my purchase on the 16th on Crystal's birthday. I think it was 25% off. And like a month prior to that sale, I called the warehouse to inquire about whether or not I would be able to pick up the same products that I knew I was going to order on her birthday at the pop-up. The pop-up had been pushed back to the 22nd. Initially, she had it for the 15th, which is the day before her birthday and the day after my birthday. So they wanted to still have, everything set up the way it needed to be set up at the new location. So they pushed it back just to make sure everything was going to be squared away. So that worked out fine with me because I was off for pretty much 2 weeks, and that was the last day of my vacation. So I was going to be pushing it because I'm driving to Kenner, Louisiana to pick up my stuff from Alabama. So I called and inquired about picking my stuff up. The representative told me that she believes that I can, but she would need to speak directly to Crystal to ask her permission. I said, okay. She told me she would get back to me within 24 hours, and she did, probably about within 12. Um, and told me that I could definitely do that. Now, I know most people who would be hating from the outside looking in will be like, oh, so you just wanted to use your discount and go pick it up. And I'm like, yeah, I want to do that. But at the same time, even if she would have said no, I still was going to be buying the same amount of products that I bought, plus adding more money that was going to come out of my pocket, because I now got to pay for shipping. So the only thing that I didn't pay for was shipping, because I was going to be there picking it up. I knew I was going to be there. So, and then like when it comes to discounts, even though I have discounts, you can't go in the store, pick up your items, and go to the front desk and check out and use your discounts in store. Now, maybe as the years progress, she might do that. But when I asked them about it, they said, no, you can't do that. So I just do my stuff online. So thankfully, she said yes. And now I just have to prepare myself for the drive. I already knew that I was going to encounter a bridge that I have not seen in like 20 something years. I think the last time I saw that bridge was twice before Hurricane Katrina, but we had a charter bus and that person was driving us. So I didn't have to experience the bridge. I knew we were going over the bridge, but I didn't have to look out the window. I didn't have to look straight ahead. I could just look in my phone, read a book, or whatever. I don't sleep on trips. I don't care how long they are. I don't sleep. So that was not going to be what was going to happen. I was going to do something to distract myself. So, and even as a child, my daddy used to drive us to Mobile to a man-made beach as children. So I knew about the bridge, and I just was like, dang, I got to go over this bridge. So on the 22nd, I got up early. In my mind, I wanted to get to the pop-up 2 hours early. I didn't know how the parking situation was going to be. I didn't know how many people were going to show up. Like in my mind, I just feel like everybody going to set it off and I ain't going to have nowhere to park. And even though my car is not huge, it is still a sedan. It is still of decent size. It's just not a boat or whatever you want to call it like my other vehicles were my entire life. I've only had Crown Victorias, and I've been able to whoop them and park them and all the other stuff, but I don't have a long vehicle anymore. So yeah. I ended up leaving later than I wanted to. I still did leave before the sun came up. It was cold that day, but I knew that it was going to be okay outside, and I had a plan. And I'm mentioning this for a reason. When I get to it, I'll explain why. So my daddy originally was going to go with me. My mama was like, well, whenever your sister go places for the day, your daddy go with her. It's only fair that he go with you if you don't have a problem with him going. But I was like, no, I ain't got no problem. So he could be in there and just sleep because he's retired. Like he ain't got nowhere to be. And it's up to him if he want to go. And so I had gotten my car fixed. And so the last thing that needed to be done, was for my tires to be changed out. I purchased 4 seasonal tires and he was going to put them on for me. So I went down to the house, I think the day prior to me leaving. So that Friday, the 21st, I went down to the house and he spent however long changing out the tires and all that stuff. I wanted him to change out my brake pads and my rotors, but he said that they were fine. And I'm like, dang, I spent this money on these. I want you to just change them out. So, but when I was leaving out, I was like, well, I'll see you in the morning because now, I'm going to leave where I live to come down there to where they live and then hit the road. So that's an extra like 20, 30 minutes that I would have to spend coming down there. But when he responded, he kind of was like, I'll let you know. And I'm the type person, when I feel like you don't want to do nothing, I'm just like, it ain't finna happen. Don't even worry about it. I can't do it. So I was like, no, I was just like, don't worry about it. So when I got home, I told my mom, I was like, I'm going by myself. Don't worry about it. So she was like, no. My sister texted me, your mama said you're not going by yourself. I said, yes, I am. So it is what it is. So I get up and I leave. I finally leave. When I'm about to get close to the bridge that I want no parts of, I get extremely nervous because I knew it was coming. I didn't know exactly where, but I knew it was close. And I got really, really nervous. Even though I didn't have to pee, all of a sudden I had to pee. So I pulled over to the next uh, exit. Pulled off the next exit and I found the bathroom. I screenshot where I was and I sent it to them. And I told them I got nervous because I knew that bridge was coming up and I had to go to the bathroom all of a sudden. And so they laughing. I think my brother was up and he was laughing in the chat. And so I psyched myself up because I'm like, all right, you got to get back on this interstate. You got to get over here and get over this bridge. You know what the problem, you know what you got to do. You got to go. There's a reason. You know what I'm saying? All of my birthday had pretty much been ruined. You know what I'm saying? Nothing went according to plan. And I'm like, today is going to go according to plan. Today is going to be amazing. This is the last day of my vacation. So I get back on the road. The bridge comes up not long after that. Because I already said to myself, oh, baby, I'm not stopping in Mississippi for nothing. I don't care what's going on. I've been said that because it's Alabama, Mississippi, then Louisiana. I'm not stopping in Mississippi for nothing. If Mississippi is not on the itinerary as a place that I am going to, I'm not stopping. When we used to go and visit family members in Indiana, we didn't stop when we was driving through Mississippi for nothing. Not gas, pen, food, nothing. We didn't stop. You was going to hold it. You was going to be hungry. Oh, well, we got gas. I don't care if we're on fumes. We not stopping in Mississippi for nothing. Sorry, it is what it is. So anyway, I'm sorry. I've been well versed, and I've known about sundown towns and some more ever since before I graduated high school. I'm 41, so the majority of my life I've known about sundown towns, and I know what is it? 2021 or 2020? They just ruled that slavery is illegal or whatever it is, or is abolished or whatever it is, because it was still on the books. Baby, bye. I'm not stopping in Mississippi for nothing. I'm sorry I got upset, but I know what it's hidden for. I'm from Alabama. I already know what it's hidden for. I ain't trying to get caught slipping nowhere if I can help it. Anyway, I got on the road. I end up getting to that bridge. I see it in the distance and I'm like, oh my God. Y'all, it literally looks like a roller coaster. And it goes on for I don't know how many miles. And I'm like, oh my God, please. I was like, Lord, please help me get over this bridge. Oh, I started getting nervous again, but I didn't have to pee. But I was just like, oh my gosh. So I get over the bridge. Eventually get into Mississippi. The thing tells me welcome to Mississippi. What I didn't appreciate was when I got into Louisiana, my navigational system did not say welcome to Louisiana. Why? I saw the sign, but my phone didn't tell me nothing. Now, when I was traveling from Virginia to Alabama, when I had to move back home, every single state I got to said, welcome to North Carolina, welcome to South Carolina, welcome to Georgia, welcome to Alabama. Why I didn't say welcome to Louisiana? I was highly upset about that because I was going to screenshot that and send it to my folks. But I was like, well, dang, I ain't going to say nothing. Because, I mean, I have been lucky. I have been fortunate enough to have not encountered any law enforcement on the way there. Now, once I got into Louisiana, that was a different story. It's like all the law enforcement was just off up and through. And I was just like, oh, I was actually shocked that the Alabama state troopers wasn't out and about doing the least, and then everything in between. But, you know, I'm thankful that they weren't. Hallelujah. Oh my gosh, y'all. So I ended up going to this gas station. My mama be wanting us to do certain things. We go to certain states. So if you're picking up what I'm putting down, that's what I was there for. I got nervous and I was like, look here, I'm going to come back later on after I'm done at this pop-up because I ain't got time to miss out on nothing. Now, by this time, I think it was like 9 something or almost 10. And I'm like, I'm running behind because in my mind, I want to be there 2 hours in advance. I'm like, well, dang, hopefully I'm still like one of the first few people there. Like, I don't want to be trying to find a parking spot. So when I found where the location was, which wasn't but like maybe 5 to 7 minutes away from where my mama wanted me to go and handle some business for her, I was the first person there that was like a patron. the person who was there prior to me was the videographer. So he was there, and I didn't know who he was till he got out of the car. So somebody was already in the building that had been dropped off, and they ended up letting him in the building. It wasn't 11 o'clock yet, which was when it was supposed to start. It didn't start on time. So that made me feel very anxious already, because I'm like, I'm on a time crunch. I got to get back in Alabama so I can start winding down. I done already washed and dried my clothes for work, but I still got to get home. I'm trying to get home before the sun like really go down. That's what I'm trying to do. That didn't happen. They started after 11, but before 11:30. In my mind, I felt like, okay, if I decide I want to do a face reading, I'm here early. And if they would have started at 11, however many people pulled up after 11, if they were in line or wanted to get in line for the face readings and womb readings, I would have been before all of them. Now, I have to say this also. When I did decide that I did want to get a face reading, when I went over there and I figured out, the system and how they were doing it, I got in line for it. There weren't that many people in front of me, because whatever you went up there for, that's who she was servicing next. Most of the people were there for womb readings. I wanted a face reading. I didn't know how much it was. I asked her how much they were. Right now, at that day, I don't know if the price varies, because whenever anybody asks online how much they are, nobody responds. None of the reps, nobody responds. So that day I paid $50 for a face reading. So I was like, all right, so I gotta stay at least for that. So before I even went over there to pay for the face reading, or even decided I was going to get the face reading, I was about to tell the people, wait a minute. I was about to tell the people that my order was, there for pickup, and I was going to give them my tracking number, order number, or whatever I needed to give them in my name. Somebody came over the loudspeaker, one of the people that was there, one of her workers, and they told us to all go outside. And so I was like, okay. She was like, yeah, we just want to, greet Crystal. And I was like, okay, why we got to go outside? Y'all keep in mind, I didn't have a coat on. I didn't have a coat on for a reason. I'm getting there. Just keep that in mind. Keep that in the back of your mind. So we all went outside, and in my mind, I'm like, why we got to go outside? So then Crystal comes from inside of the building that we just left out of. Now, keep in mind, if you're going to come to the store, you have to go up steps. This is not a ground level store. You have to go upstairs, and you eventually get in there. It's like 3, I ain't saying flights, but it's like 3 levels of steps. I'm pretty sure it's less than 50 steps, but yeah. So just be mindful of that. So she come out the door looking good. Y'all see the video that I posted. She had the blue on. She come out and she real nervous. So I was like, ooh, let me record this. I'm glad I did. And she made her speech. She didn't even think about a speech. That building is huge. That was her biggest building so far. I don't know if she's going to need to get a bigger building, or if anything's going to happen that's going to force her at a later date in time to have to get another building. But this is a really big building. It has all the rooms that she needs for everything she usually has to rent an event space or rent somewhere in order to do her doula seminars and other stuff like that. So this space is so big, she's not going to have to do that. So after her speech, we all were able to go back inside. For some reason, even though I had my fanny pack and everything in it, somehow I forgot my chapstick. So I had to go back down the stairs. This is my now second time going back down the stairs. Now I got to go back up the stairs. This is the third time I'm going up the stairs. I'm like, okay, yeah, I need to exercise, but Lord have mercy. So I go to my car, get my stuff. And what did the woman compliment me on? She asked me what did I have on, perfume wise, I think. Yeah, y'all, that's why I don't play. People be thinking I be playing when it comes to perfume. This woman asked me what I had on. She was sitting in her car, and I went to the whole other side of my car to get my chapstick out. And I didn't even know she was sitting in the car. She was like, oh my gosh, you smell so good. I looked around like, who in the world? And I said, excuse me. She said, what do you have on? It smells so good. I was like, oh, thank you. And so, like, she complimented the perfume I had on. Anyway, so I had gotten me some chapstick and went back in the inside. Keep in mind, the vibe was everything. The music was playing. Every single song that came on, whether it was an older song or I ain't gonna say newer. Let's just go with, if it was like modern day, closer to modern day R&B versus older versions of R&B, yeah, music that I grew up on, a lot of it was playing. I knew the words to them. Stuff that came out before I was born was playing, and I was getting into it. I saw certain people like looking at me and staring at me because I was dancing in my chair waiting, because by this time I had finally decided that I was going to get a face reading. So I'm sitting down up front at first, and I'm dancing to certain songs, playing and singing along with the songs. It's loud enough in there to where you don't hear me singing along with the songs. Just make sure I put that out there. So ain't nobody looking because I'm over here messing a song up or nothing like that. So anyway, while I'm waiting to get a text message, because you pay for it, they write your name down and what you want and your phone number, and then they text you when it's getting close to the time for Crystal to see you, because you have however many people in front of you. So you need to start making your way to the back, and the text message will tell you that. If I think about it, I will screenshot the text message and block out her number that was used, or whoever's number was used in that moment. And I'll show you what it says. But yeah, so before the text message came through, I noticed they had plates, like to-go plates, and they were like, well, I was like, oh, did somebody order some like vegan food or something? I was confused. I've never been to any of these, so I don't know what they do. So apparently she had people prepare, or she prepared, I don't know who did it. They had vegan meatballs and vegan macaroni and cheese. Now the macaroni and cheese was like angel hair pasta. Pretty sure it was made out of some kind of vegetable pasta and whatever fake cheese. The meatballs were made out of some kind of like oatmeal, oats or whatever. And it had some kind of, I guess, vegan sauce on it. It wasn't bad. And the only reason why I ate it because I know that if you eat fruitarian or alkaline and certain vegan foods or whatever, you get energy from it. And I'm like, I need all the energy I can get. I was very excited. I got some rest, but I didn't get all the sleep that I thought I was going to be able to get. And I'm definitely not going to get enough sleep before I go to work, because I'm going to be on a high getting back home and trying to wind down and bring this stuff in the house and all that good stuff. So I was like, oh, well, I'm going to need all the energy I can get. So I ate it. I tried it. I smelled it. Like, I'm weird anyway. I'm going to smell my food. It smelled good. It had like a little kick to it. And I was like, well, you are in Louisiana, so it makes sense. So it wasn't nasty. It wasn't too hot. Like, it wasn't none of that. And, you know, they, of course, gave you the option if you want to try it. And every time she has anything like this, and I think every day when the store is open, if not at least during the pop-ups and things like that, she has a picture of like whatever the tea of the day is that everybody can have, whether you're male or female. And this particular day, she had Loving My Liver. So I didn't have it. I didn't want nothing to drink. I did take a bottle of water. I don't even remember if I drank that water yet, but I did bring it because it's spring water. Bring it home with me. I took it when it was offered. And so then after I ate, maybe like 15, 20 minutes after I ate, I got a text message telling me that I needed to start making my way towards that area. So I was like, okay. Why? Not long after I sat down, the people came in there that do all the dancing and stuff. The Zulu people, they done came in there. Now, I have seen them on TV. I have seen them on Crystal's Lives before. Like, I am the type of person that when it comes to Louisiana culture and certain other like states' culture, I'm here for it. I love the second line. When I tell y'all, when it comes to Louisiana culture, a lot of this stuff I have been like into ever since I was a child. So when I saw them, I got excited because I heard the music change, and I was like, okay, because at first it just went to regular songs that we all know if we had a radio growing up. Then it was like some of that, like, you know, not Zydeco, the type of music that you hear at a second line. So I was like, okay, what is this? But it was kind of low, and then somebody had to turn it up. They came in the door, and they was live. And I was like, wait a minute, what's going on? Because the woman sitting next to me was like, what happened? What's going on? So Crystal was back there with somebody who was getting a womb reading. Then the woman sitting next to me was going to get a womb reading, and then I was going to be next. So when the Zulu folks came in, they were going to people, taking pictures with them, taking videos with them, and dancing and, doing the cultural dancing thing. They had on the whole, listen, if I think about it, I will put the video over this so y'all can see it, or I'll put it at the end because I want y'all to hear what was going on. Like, it was really nice. And then at one point in time, when they were done doing what they were doing, they ran it back and they ended up doing a line dance. And I was like, I've seen this before, but I didn't know they do that. It was a line dance that they did. So they were doing it, and some of Crystal's employees were doing this line dance with the people. And I was like, what? I said, oh, baby, I got to learn this. So the next time I come down here, I know what it is, and I'm going to hop in it and be dancing with the people. Y'all don't know what it's hidden for, but I'm finna be knowing what it's hidden for because I'm going to be a part of it. Eventually, I'm going to be in a second line. I don't care what nobody say. You got to have a lot of energy to do all of that. Like, to really be one of them, like, I'm for real. There's a guy, look him up if you want to. On social media, his name is Second Line J. I live. Like, people like him, I follow people like that all the time. And like I said, I live for the culture. And so, one day I'm going to be a part of a second line. And when I say that, I mean, I'm going to be dancing like him and doing the most like him. If you see what he do, he be doing the most. So when I say that, I'm 41 right now. I'm 41 right now, and I'm going to be doing the most like him. I said what I said. I'm speaking that into existence because I'm going to be well, and I'm going to be wealthy, and I'm going to be healthy. So I'm going to be doing all of these things. So anyway, y'all, she comes out of the room with that woman. And so she sees the Zulu people, and she go out and she take pictures with them because they just arrived. So she dancing with them, and she going around the room, and she taking pictures with them and other people. When we all came back in the building initially, she did take pictures with people. The whole time I'm saying to myself, nope, I'm not trying to really be seen. And this was still before I decided on whether or not I was going to pay for a face reading. And I was just like, no, I'm just stay in the background. I'm not going to roll up on her. I'm not going to ask for no picture. Like, I'm not going to be a fan. But I felt like this was the first time in my life I really felt like I was about to fangirl out over Crystal. Like, for real. Y'all don't understand the ambiance. Like, everything about that space was so calming, peaceful, loving. Like, it was everything positive. I could not, when I tell y'all, if I would have been able to stay for the entirety of that day, I would have been there until the doors closed, till they locked the door behind me. But I had no choice. I had to go back to Alabama. Anyway, so she had taken her pictures with the people. Then she went back in there and took the woman who was sitting next to me. So then, after she came out with the woman, she went and she was taking more pictures. She was like, I'll be right back. And I was like, okay. So I'm just like, okay. I'm looking at the time and I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to go home. I got to go home. I got to go to Alabama. I got to drive. Meanwhile, y'all keep in mind, before I left home, my navigational system kept saying that there are flood warnings. And I'm like, where? It ain't supposed to be raining nowhere. What we talking about? So as I'm driving through various places, it's trying to start sprinkling. I said, Lord, please don't do this. I'm already fighting for my life over this bridge. Please don't do this. And then it tried to sprinkle a little bit on the way back too. I said, Lord, please don't do it. And this is a Saturday. You know, most people who still do Mondays through Fridays, their first day off is Saturdays. This is their weekend time for them to go fishing, travel plans to go gambling. Mississippi, all these other places, they have gambling spots, all in the direction that I'm heading now. So I'm going to encounter people whether I'm going or coming. And so I'm just like, Lord, please, I don't need nothing else added to this equation. Please don't let it rain. So back to the thing. So now she done with the woman. Now keep in mind, y'all, all day, even though I was at the front of the building, like near the door where you exit, I kept seeing a man back there where she was. He kept lingering around. I was like, but he wasn't dressed like any of her employees. So I was confused. So now it's my turn to go in, and I'm like, I'm thinking he needed to talk to her about something. So I'm like, okay, let him finish doing what he's doing so I can go in and see her. And so she was like, you can come in. And so he just in the room. He's all the way in the room. And I'm just like, when he gonna get out though? I was like, when is he gonna get out? Now the door closes, and I'm still sitting there like, so he ain't gonna get out the room. Like it's becoming increasingly clear this man ain't leaving. So my conclusion is that he is her personal security. But I wish she would have said that, because I was just like, what is going on? Now, had I asked her, I'm pretty sure she would have been like, oh, girl, don't even pay no mind. This is confidential. He ain't finna sit up here and tell your business or whatever, but he got to be in this room with me because I don't know what people might do. She is on a level where people will try to take her out. It is what it is. Like, believe it or not, because of the things that she knows, the recipes, and all of these blended, versions of teas and oils and butters and stuff. She has a monopoly on those particular, mixtures and things. And people keep coming to her like, hey, we can mass produce and help you push things out faster. And they want to do interviews with her. She don't even want to do no interviews to discuss nothing about these people. She wants to advertise for herself, by herself. Like, she don't want nobody to touch her stuff. Like, that's how serious she is about it. So, y'all, I done went in the room. And now that I'm just like, well, I guess this man gonna be in here. Y'all, Crystal read me down to the ground. Okay, so remember I told y'all earlier, I did not have a coat on purpose. I was like, all right, I'm the big fat black woman that's hot all the time. That's what I'm trying to convey in this moment. I made sure not to shiver in there, even though it was cold inside the building. And when we went outside for Crystal to make her grand entrance, do the ribbon cutting and all that stuff, I'm not shivering. I'm not like, ooh, and rubbing my arms. I'm not doing none of that. I have on a short sleeve shirt, all of that. The first thing this woman says to me is that your sugar is out of control. You've been doing too much with the sugar. I don't know what's going on, whatever, right, about the sugar. She was on point when it came to the sugar. And I know a lot of y'all probably like, yeah, you fat. That's why. You got diabetes. You lied to us and made it seem like you ain't never had diabetes. I have never had diabetes. When I used to religiously have to go, because my parents would make me go to the doctor to get regularly checked up and all that stuff and whatever. Doctors would literally, it's like they would kind of be a little mad and disappointed that they're checking my blood levels. They're checking everything, doing my blood pressure and all this other stuff. And I don't have diabetes. I don't have high blood pressure. Only thing I've ever had since I was born was asthma. Only thing they could say was, you need to lose weight. You're overweight. You need to lose weight. You need to exercise. You need to eat better. That's all they could ever say. They never said I was pre-diabetic. They ain't never say none of that. I never had any of these things. But Crystal was on point as far as the sugar was concerned, because prior to me going to see her for 2 weeks straight, y'all, I don't know what in the world. I guess because I was off. So pretty much almost my whole time I was off, I was buying them things of ice cream, the Bluebell ice cream, and tearing it down to the ground for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It was that with cookies, that with brownies, and tearing it down for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I was eating candy like crazy. Like, I was doing the most. Oh, acting like I had lost my mind. And that was why my sugar levels were out of this world. But the next thing she said was that my iron is so low that it's almost non-existent. And I gagged a little bit. I was like, wait, I clutched invisible pearls a little bit. Now, this is before I actually reached up. I'm getting to that part. I'm getting there. Y'all, listen, I'm still reliving this moment. I wish I had recorded it so y'all could hear it for y'allself. But anyway, so I was like, wait a minute. And so she looking at my face and she was like, you can speak. So she done told me that my iron is almost non-existent. I said, Crystal. She said, yes, baby. I said, So I know that my sugar is out of control. I was wilding out all while I've been off, and that's why, because I normally don't have no issues with my sugar. But the fact that you were able to tell me that I have almost non-existent iron going on is amazing to me. But at the same time, it's not, only because everybody who has gotten readings from her, whether it's womb readings or face readings, they have all said this woman has been spot on. Even with things that doctors were like, oh, what's something going on with you, but we don't know what it is. And they would go to Crystal, desperate, last resort. And they be like, and she'd be like, oh, baby, this is what's wrong with you. And would tell her the teas that and lotions and things they would need to buy in order to clear it up, and go to the doctor. Some of the people, still being a skeptic a little bit, but they was like, well, can you check for this? Find out it was exactly what Crystal said it was. So, me being the person that I am, I've already heard people, seen people, and people are always saying, I have yet to hear a person say Crystal was lying, she created this, and none of the things she said was what it was when she did my womb reading or my face reading. And I told her, I said, the only thing I can say is I'm shocked, but not really, that you picked up on the fact that I have almost non-existent iron, because I tried to throw you off. I said, I ain't finna lie to you. I tried to throw you off by not having a coat on, trying to perpetuate this, I'm fat and I'm one of them I'm hot natured, and I'm not. I told her I've been anemic my entire life. I told her I have been severely anemic my entire life, and it was crazy that she was able to see that she was like, I'm good at what I do. I was given a gift. I said, I believe you. I said, that's the thing. It's like, it's crazy to me that you picked up on it, because I was like, let me try to throw a monkey wrench in there on her. Let me see if I can finally get her. She was like, no, baby, you can't do that. It's a gift. It's a gift. I was like, oh, I said, I know, you got me. So then, she was like, she gave me a moment to speak. And so I asked her, was there anything else that I could apply to my thighs where I have the edema that's like pulled up, I guess you could say, in this like hard areas, because I know it can be reversed. I explained to her that I have already, experienced lymphedema in another form, but it wasn't as aggressive and stubborn as this is. And so she told me various things that I could put on it. And then she mentioned fibroid fighter lotion, which I've never bought any of the fibroid stuff because I don't have fibroids. Hallelujah. And so the reps and her out of her own mouth told me that I can put the fibroid fighter on my face, on my black acne scars, to lighten the dark marks. So I'm like, oh, okay. So in conjunction with your mama stuff, I'm going to do what I got to do for my skin. Hallelujah. And I'm not even going to go there. I'm going to tell y'all about that another day, because I ain't finna go there. But you can use it for other things. And I got it for two things that it don't say nothing about on the label. And that's what I keep trying to tell you, those of y'all who will listen. A lot of her products will heal you of things that ain't even listed on the container, jar, bag, all of that. Hold on. So real quick, I just wanted to show y'all that even after I made my purchase and went and picked up my stuff, I will actually, if I still have it in my phone, I will post what my bags look like. I thought I was going to get like a big pink box to take home, but they gave me two like shopping bags that were pink, but like, it's pink, but it's like kind of darker than this. I don't know how to describe, but it's kind of darker than this. And this ain't even showing up as pink as it should show. But anyway, this box I ordered like maybe 2-3 weeks ago, and it's full of soaps. When I went to the store to pick up my stuff on the 22nd, I had already said to myself, I said, well, maybe I'll pull the trigger on a soap or two while I'm there, because I want to see what they smell like and all this other stuff. I have like 4 Yoni soaps, 2 hair soaps. I have 2 of another one, but I think you just use it for your body as a whole. And I have 1 Parasite Terminator, which is one of her newer ones that she has created, not Parasite Punisher. I've had Parasite Punisher for forever. I've had the lotion of that, and I still have that, and I have the tea of that. I don't like how it tastes or smells. It do its job. Listen, it do what it's supposed to do. It make you use the bathroom, get stuff up out you. It do. Her products work. That's all I'm saying. I'm sorry to yell at y'all, but I need for y'all to understand these products work. I don't get paid for none of this stuff I be telling y'all. The products work. You can heal yourself for everything that ails you. I'm just trying to tell you what it's hidden for. But y'all, all but 2 or 3 of my bars of soap are in this box right now because the Parasite Terminator is in there, and I have one of the Yoni soaps in the bathroom already. And I have, wait a minute, and I almost forgot to tell y'all the main one I got that I live for that even made me want to even finally try the soaps. Sunshine Skin Glow. So now I officially have Sunshine Skin Glow in every form of Sunshine Skin Glow that she makes. Sunshine Skin Glow is supposed to be the less, I don't even know how to say it. Like, if you have foreign objects in your body, like if you have metal plates, bullet fragments, fillings in your teeth, implants of any kind, whether it's dental, breast, butt, anything that's foreign in your body, it has the potential to be removed in some kind of way by Blood Purifier, which is like her number 1 selling thing. If it's not that, then it's Loving My Liver. But anyway, Blood Purifier is like the strongest version of this. If you can't use Blood Purifier because you have fillings or you have dental implants and you don't want them to possibly come out and move, you have to use Sunshine Skin Glow, and you don't have to worry about that. And that's in the tea form, in the lotion form, because it absorbs into your skin and it do everything you need to do. Steam with it. Listen, like I said, I have Sunshine Skin Glow in every single form that you can have it in. This is the only thing that I have it in the form of. I love this soap. This soap smells so good, y'all. This soap smells so good because when I smelled it, I went to tell you, I said, wait a minute. This got the audacity to smell good. Let me try this and see what it's in for. What sold me on this soap, even though it is I guess you could just say lesser version of Blood Purifier, even though it does the same thing. And yes, read and see what it says. Okay? It says, may help with eczema, hair, skin, nail growth, and herpes, right? I personally use this for my skin on my face. I use it all over my body, but mainly on my face. Because when I first used the lotion version of this on my face, I was stressed to the max, and I ended up stressing so bad that a pimple, a big hurtful pimple, appeared on my face one day at work within 2 hours of me being at work. I had just gotten my Black Friday package, which is Pink Friday, Pink and Gold Friday. That's what she called it. And I took it to work with me, and I opened it up because that was, when I tell you, the Lord be on time, because I don't never be getting my packages like before certain times. At that time, when I was going to work, I wouldn't have never gotten a package that early. The package came, and I was like, oh, I'm taking it with me. I'm finna open everything up. Open it up. Sunshine Skin Glow in the version of the lotion was in there. And I put a dab of it on wherever the pimple was. By the time I got off work that night, the pimple was almost gone. All the pain was gone, and it had shrunk. I was in utter disbelief. When I tell y'all these products work, now everything don't always work automatically right then and there on the spot, but this stuff do. This is the last thing that happened, and I'm going to let y'all go. I'm sorry I couldn't get it down any shorter, but hopefully this will be the end of it. Okay. The last thing Crystal said to me after, she let me speak was, you look real good. You done been through a whole lot, but you look really, really good. And so I clutched my pearls because I look a fool to me. But she was saying that I look good because she could see, because of her gift, that I have been through a lot. And I didn't even want her to go into details because I already knew that she knows what she's talking about. I don't need her to prove nothing else to me, whatever, right? And I was about to, because I was like, I hope I won't cry, whatever. She was like, you've really, 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 really been through a lot, but you are going to get it this time. Meaning that I'm going to overcome everything that I'm going through, and I'm going to be able to stick with it. And I was just like, see, this is the confirmation that I needed. I needed to be here, and I needed to have this face reading. Anyway, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Hopefully this was short enough because I couldn't get it no shorter. I thoroughly enjoyed myself there. Y'all need to go and get her products. I don't care what's going on with you. Have a good one. Bye, y'all.